How to do estate planning when you're a real estate investor. Let's assume that you have 5 rental properties. You can either put them all into a single LLC or split them out into their own individual LLCs. And so if you have a tenant lawsuit coming after one of the properties or coming after the owner of that property, which would be the LLC, when your entire rental portfolio is inside of that LLC, it's accessible to that lawsuit. When you have them split out into separate LLCs, the lawsuit is isolated to the single LLC for that one property, protecting the other rental properties in separate LLCs. Now that we understand LLCs, we can put the LLCs inside of a revocable trust that will allow them to avoid the probate process when we pass away, and then we can either keep them inside the revocable trust on behalf of our family or distribute them out to the family, giving them ownership and control. If we keep it inside the revocable trust, it would be because we don't think that our kids or our family are capable, responsible enough, or have the skill set to be able to manage the ownership over those LLCs, and then we can manage them on behalf of the family. That way they don't have a responsibility of figuring out management, but they can still benefit from them. We can also put things like our family home inside the revocable trust, and then all of our assets in the trust will avoid the probate process, and then you have full control over the management and distribution over those assets. But the benefit of the LLCs going into the revocable trust is that your other assets, like your family home, will have asset protection from any tenant lawsuits. Because if you put the rental property in there without the LLC, and a tenant lawsuit comes after that property, it's coming after the owner of that property, which would be the trust, and all of the trust assets, which would be things like your family home.